Have those three players we talked about earlier that are aggressive and lead the teams in kills. And the teams are getting ready here. We're about to start the junior for San Diego. The first set begins. Gamakeaina down the middle to White.
What a hit from White. As we talked about a little bit earlier, San Diego insane, and playing a middle like that where she uses the block just
with the serve. And to start off serving for the Zags. That one drops beautifully, but the Toreros handle it, and there's Frawling from deep. Gamakeaina getting there, and Ayler. What a good start for the Zags.
It's a great start for the Zags. They're playing, come out and get a couple points on the board.
This is exactly what you want for the Zags. But
what a swing there.
Frawling from the right side.
No wonder she's part.
Gamakeaina going wide. Heroes didn't time that properly. Going back to Frawling. And all the space in the world going cross court. So, with the serve. Gamakeaina going back to Marshall. That goes tip to the middle. And big swing down line.
That was a
from Lukes.
Back corner. That was a great swing from her.
Croft gets there in time at the line. Ayler, big swing.
That was very, very smart play from Ayler. She noticed her team is in trouble and just
bat it down, but she kept it alive for Ayler to get the points. And there's a service ace. Gonzaga is in a groove here
here in the Martin Center.
Frawling once again, the touch from her, just getting that over the net and throwing off the blockers of Gonzaga. Going to Ayler, she taps that over. Wow, Ayler's having a beautiful start for the Zags.
She's having an amazing start so far. I don't think she's missed.
Those middle blockers shifting out for an attack, and right there, Ayler did it. Wow.
Oh my God, they're on fire, the Bulldogs. Look at them go with Zoe the Terminator Heroes getting.
They are a team that is known to be aggressive with their serve, and it is paying off today. Big swing cross court, kept alive there from Batenhorst. She tries to get there, she does. Free ball now for the Toreros. Going over, into the face, a big swing from Lukes. As an outside hitter, and she serves. Wow, that's a powerful serve. Theros gets that over. Blossom going back to Lukes.
Oh, that power is very.
Hitting at 231. And that, a little too much juice on that serve, gives it to the Zags. A perfect set so far. Can they continue this as Kim serves? And that is mishit.
Another ace for that's with the serve. And they are doing an excellent job at that.
Another good serve. Lukes handles it this time. Blossom going over to Hoagland. See it here again. It's the Toreros have so much power. Gamakeaina, and Croft tips it over. Once again. Croft going very deep and high. And that's left short.
It's something the Bulldogs definitely need. They celebrated that point because they're able to keep their lead. Because we know that they're good, but seeing the middles come out, especially in this match, is such a sight to see.
Gamakeaina serving. Going over to Edwards. Croft to Gamakeaina to Marshall, but there is Edwards. But she hits that just out. Point goes to Gonzaga.
What a point from Marshall there. That was a
from Blackwell down the middle. Was too quick for Kim. early run from the services of Ivanova. Kamakaina going to Marshall. She gets a little too under that, high off the palm, and goes as an outside hitter. If she can also be playing her best, that is more benefit to the Zags, giving the Toreros a challenge today. Edwards having to handle that miss set. Croft gets it down.
We haven't heard much of Croft, but seeing that connection is just something that's so special.
That's a laser and does not drop in time. The service magic early starting to fizzle out for the Zags, as it is now 12. Croft handles it. Kamakaina down the middle to White, but up front was Lukes. The outside hitters and middle blockers, very tall. Almost every one of them is over 6'1". And that rolls over and lands. Ivanova back to serve again. This time left short. Toreros now with the lead as the libero Benbow serves. Kamakaina to Theros. They got to go back to her. This time she goes over the top. There was the hustle of Blossom, and Froling can't get that. Marshall can't get there. Ayler and Marshall up front protecting there. Froling, a rally going in this first set. Blossom gets it over to Allen.
Saw digs from the liberos on the other side. Excellent point.
The Zags showing some fight in this first set, and we will be right back to continue it. You're watching Gonzaga Volleyball on the WCC Network on Stadium. Right now they're sitting at number 4, looking to climb and best that number 2 position, and there was the attack from the Zags. Today as Marshall serves. Blossom going to Froling. That just gets over. Blossom. That gets tipped out. A swing there from Haley Stoner from the middle. Froling serving. Over to Theros, but that's stuffed up front. There was Stoner and Blossom working the right side for the to stretch their lead to 3. That just gets over. Theros gets there, but too close to the net. Kamakaina can't keep it alive.
Losing their momentum a little bit, but staying aggressive and getting these plays is the most beneficial.
Wow, and there from the setter, Gabby Blossom getting up from the right side to protect from country. There's really not a lot of answers for what this Torero team does. It's just a lot of talent and hard work that Coach Petrie has regained possession. But right now it's been tough with the attack up front from the Toreros. They go again to Theros. Blossom over to Edwards.
And that ball was just out. Looks like.
And that does not get over. Man, it was a hot start for serves for the Zags. And the service errors are starting to trickle in. And as Kylie Priest comes in for the first time to serve. Kamakaina now goes to Ayler. There's her 4th kill. She's been perfect today.
She's had 4 kills, 0 errors. You can tell she wasn't just playing a middle. She was plus. Definitely a great point for the Zags. Hopefully they can keep this as Alyssa Kim is to serve.
Blossom going over to Edwards. She taps that over. Going over to Croft. A good handle there from Bennett. And that's sent over from Benbow. Kamakaina going to Croft. Kept alive. Here's Edwards. And from the back swing, Not even a clean run.
Very smart. She's also just hitting into clean open court. Noticing that back.
Now comes in to serve. Kamakaina going down the middle to White. The Toreros were there. And there was Luke's. But the Toreros keep it going. Blossom just having to send that one over. Croft from deep. Luke's keeps it up. Pushed over. And up front, Blackwell cleaned up over. And Blackwell timed her attacks beautifully here in the Martin Center. And it went 4 sets. And Gonzaga had some fight and McKenzie, and they substitute that in with a grad student in Kelsey White.
Here. And I think that's such a great thing about Gonzaga, is a very community-based, so such a fun support.
Kamakaina dumps that. Wow.
What a
and she goes now to serve. That floats over. Big swing there from Blackwell. She shifted over from the middle. And that's tipped out. Points away in this first set. Theros from deep. Wow, timed beautifully. The connection there from Blossom to
We talked about having those connection with your setters is something so great and something that should happen a little bit more.
Wide open in the back. Kelsey White takes advantage.
It's her first kill of the night.
First service leader for Gonzaga volleyball. And Edwards.
What a swing from Edwards to close out this first set, leading their.
Welcome back to the Martin Center. The Toreros took the first set as we head into the second. And Gonzaga, even though with the hot start, the Toreros came alive.
Been phenomenal thus far.
Kamakaina tries to keep that alive. Unfortunately, cannot. Kim having to put that one up for Theros. And that's deflected out from the Toreros.
It's always delivers, knows how to play the ball well, and uses the block as well.
And that's a service ace getting the back line for McKenna Marshall. Blossom over to Froling. Getting up high, and no one there. Croft giving a give and go for Theros. She just has to push that over. Mishandled there from Froling, but they adjust. Back to Theros. Froling's there again at the line. Wow, Blossom. She took on a middle blocker of the Zags and won that battle. Theros with another kill. Starting to warm up with 4 on the day.
Fast and snaps it down.
Even in her serve, that is a lot of power to serve. Not many come with that kind of swing in their serves, but that was a little too much and
Too
went
much power.
back. Somewhat similar to that first set, the Zags holding a lead early. And that was a beautiful attack from Stoner. She's doing that all day, and it's consistently successful. Another dump attempt from Kamakaina, but they saw it there. Wow. Blackwell.
To her middles. That's very, very impressive.
That touch from Blossom, she just beautifully sets it up to where it's not hanging in the air for the other team to adjust. She just gets it up in time for her attackers to put it down. And there was Badenhorst trying to keep it alive, but the touch of Edwards.
It's not even just always about the power. A nice, simple little roll shot like that can make.
And Stoner serves, and that is short. Right back to Blossom over to Edwards. And there's a stuff from McKenna Marshall.
A smart block. That was slightly to make that ball just turn in that direction, which is absolutely smart, working those open court.
Benbow getting it close to the net. So opportunity now for the Zags. Croft goes over the top.
And McKenna Marshall. Great game of volleyball. Very, very close.
And that, again, is the touch of Edwards. Kamakiaina properly adjusts. Back to the Toreros. And wow, they just keep it going. Edwards once more. Going to Croft. Pushed over. Croft again. Lukes has been keeping it alive in the back. And Gonzaga feels like they have a new breath of life. They're going everywhere. They're getting all over the court, keeping it alive. The hustle of the Zags has them the lead, but no.
Use that block of McKenna Marshall to score them a point and close up that gap just a little bit further.
Kamakiana going to Marshall, but there's Froling. Croft gets it up to Marshall. Theros just having to send it over in favor of San Diego. And there's a miscue.
Oh, you don't see that very often, especially with the
quick set. Just mistimed that situation, but she bounces back right away.
Made up for it.
Some talking it over with her outside hitter and opposite hitters. And that hit the antenna, so it's with the lead. Marshall up front. Lukes.
And it's no question as to why.
Theros. Toreros have been building a wall at the net, and it's been difficult for the Zags to get over the top. But the Toreros, and that three-headed monster has, each one of them has. Blossom to Froling. They get it right back. This time going the other way. And there was Katie Lukes.
As well from McKenna Marshall.
And that is 7 kills on the day for Lukes, hitting at 5:45. And there's Marshall. Cleanly gets that over.
Came right back. She saw that opening, that to get all the way over, so she's able to play that ball to her advantage.
And that almost drops in, but they go to Froling. And that is deep. A miss hit there from Grace Froling.
So slightly, with the Toreros just leading by 1 point in the second set.
And there's Lukes again. Blossom bumps that one up this time. And Marshall a little. That drops quickly for Froling.
So an excellent ace there from Froling.
Lead to 3 for the Toreros. Kamakiana going to Theros. But up front, don't leave many gaps in between their blocks. Blossom going to Froling from deep. And another mishit from as Theros serves. This time to Stoner.
Looks like they're calling possible net up at the front. But that was an incredible save there from Elisa Kim. Just an unfortunate call there for
San Diego continuing a bit of a run, and that finds the back corner. And that just flies over the net. Unfortunate inability to attack there for the Zags, and the Toreros take it power. You can hear the variety of sounds from the different kinds of players with how much power they can put behind it. Ayler just keeps that alive, and again.
Oh my gosh.
Today.
I don't even think she expected that to happen. It looked like that set was just a little bit too.
Hitting a perfect percentage. The Zags have not utilized her as much.
So Lisa Kim aces.
Stoner kept alive from Kim. Back to Stoner. Oh, Kim keeping it going.
But an unfortunate another net. Looks like
Arrows Now up 5. Hoagland gets that over. White gets over the top. Miss hit, point Toreros. This time going to Croft. Wow,
Ooh.
coming from the back, Katie Lukes.
What a
Adjustments they can make. Down 7 right now with Toreros.
take the second set and put it back under their belt is to play smart and aggressive. So they are varying up that communication is definitely going to help them. And also utilizing those middles, right?
Absolutely.
Been seeing the mid percentage.
At the net, Kamakiana goes to White. Kept alive from Lukes. Going to Croft. And that
Trying to hit in the middle, especially when you have that big old block. And especially with a libero, Benbow has been all over the court and been impeccable for the Toreros. Keeping up that backline shot.
the fact that Blossom was able to get there was impressive enough. But up front, the Zags.
Something you want to see more from the Zags.
Blossom sends it all the way over to Edwards. She goes now to the middle. Kim keeps it up. Croft from the middle. Blossom going wide to Edwards.
Get that ball up from Edwards. Edwards has also been insane. Many, many points for them. Keeping up with that three-headed monster.
And McKenna Marshall attempts to go cross court. And here's the standings currently in San Diego, the number 4 team. And it's tough for any team to come out of the WCC completely unscathed. It's very rare as these teams battle throughout the season. And we start off this third set. Marshall from the right side. Going over the top was Lukes. Marshall again. Benbow keeps it up. Going over to Froling. Theros. A rally to start us off in this first set. And down the middle was the first 2 sets. Gonzaga had more of the hot start as the Toreros go up 2-0 to start us off in the third. That just gets tipped over from Blackwell.
Many of the kills as Lukes and Edwards, but she is still a great asset to this team, hitting a .3 in a killing percentage.
Tonight she's hitting .417. And she keeps that up. Are they going to go right back to her? No, they go wide to Froling. And that's tip Froling, and she has 7 so far, but that is tough to stop.
Another one that's tough to stop. Her stronger game so far in this season for the Bulldogs.
Down the middle, they go again to Blackwell. They're utilizing her early in this third set. 3 kills with only 5. As Benbow serves, just gets over. Kamakiaina to Theros. Quick attack from Lukes, and the Zag up 6-1.
It's their first early start run that they've had so far within these 3 sets.
And there's a kill from Theros, getting right over the.
Talked about a little bit earlier, the Zags have been the ones that have been leading in most of these sets. Right now it's been the Toreros, and there's no reason as to why. Look at that swing there from Lukes.
Kamakiaina over to Theros, and she has another kill. A good start for her. That just goes over. Benbow is there, and the Toreros keep it alive. Ayler, wow, she's perfection today.
She errors so far in this match. Look at her. She knows how to play smart, and I feel like she are not as much on the forefront, and that's very smart of her to do.
Her volume hasn't been as high as the other attackers, as she is a middle blocker.
In this match.
And Stoner shifts over. Comes away with the kill. Kim gets there. Going over to Croft, who pushes it over, finds the space in the center of the court.
come out and play a little bit more is definitely something that we want to see from the Zags.
Edwards making it difficult for Kim. She gets some hands on it, but it's got to be perfection when you. I'd love to know the actual speed of that hit.
Pretty fast, I'm guessing.
Taps it right over Froling, who wasn't prepared. The Zags are putting a fight in. They go to Blackwell down the middle.
Same with the Toreros. That's what good volleyball is.
White just taps that over and pushed from Blackwell. The range of
reach.
That always helps. And up front was Blackwell.
Again.
She only had 4 kills in those first 2, but she already has 5 in this third set. And there was Blackwell and Luke's protecting there. And this time, Blackwell and Froling could not get there in time.
Just skimming off of the block.
Blossom to Luke's.
Oh, Luke's is on fire. Almost looks like that ball was just a little bit too.
Annie Benbow serves, and that dips before the net. Right back to Gonzaga. They are down 5, almost to the midpoint. Serving. She's had a couple aces today. Does not get one there. And they go wide to Luke's. Marshall gets down enough. Croft just sends it over. Back to Toreros. And Froling not able to convert. Opportunity now for the Zags.
And they take advantage.
Zoe Theros.
Alyssa Kim, McKenna Marshall, and closing it out is Zoe.
4th kill in this set. And Stoner puts some speed on that. Can't be handled from Kennedy Croft. Theros with a touch. Kept alive, but going around the antenna.
See that the Toreros were.
And from our angle, it's very tough to tell.
It's a very, very tough ball to tell.
Now serving. Blossom over to Stoner. And Theros can't keep that alive. Talk about the depth of San Diego. They've got at least 5 attackers, all putting themselves in the stat sheet, hitting at high percentages.
What a swing from Croft. Woo!
Was enough to give the Zags a point. Just down 5. Edwards handled. Theros able to absorb that power. And they go down the middle to Luke's.
That ball from Edwards must have hurt.
They switch it up so much in their attack that it leaves Gonzaga having to adjust every attempt. And that goes deep from Edwards.
A lot of power on that one.
Purple arms after that.
Just bruises.
Yeah. And Blackwell shifts over, finds the back line. Her 10th kill on the day. She's been climbing up. Kamakiaina over to Marshall. There's Benbow, perfect positioning. Down the middle is Luke's. Ooh, and that was close.
Oh, looks like the Torero.
Kennedy Croft serving. That almost sails, but Benbow gets there late. And Froling gets that one down right in front of Kim. And Froling took advantage. Marshall just pushes that over. Benbow keeps it up. Quick set from Blossom.
Great set there from Gabby Blossom. I almost didn't even know where that was going.
Bring up in the pregame, but Layla Blackwell has been all over this. She also
One with their setters, but seeing all around how each player can bring a different type of variation into powerhouse as it is, especially in the WCC.
that goes over to Theros. But there was Allen, and here comes Lukes looking for a touch, and they get it. Kamakiaina down the middle, and that was just some miscommunication between Kamakiaina and White. San Diego looking to close it out on a run. There it goes over to Theros, and Froling gets out of the way, but Blossom was too shy. Cannot get there. Blossom over to Froling.
Ooh. Woo! That was a beautiful hit
Gonzaga
by
there.
on the basketball team.
Croft sends it over. Back to the Toreros with the attack, and Stoner gets it.
And closes
And
out the match.
There it is. The Toreros take the first two, 25-18, and close it out 25-15 with 15 kills. But you got to say Layla Black and challenge the Cougars, who will be coming into the Martin Center.